Yeah. Fell behind. Allowed the free passes, but hammered down, and was going to let them put the ball in play, let our defense play behind me, and was able to get out of it, sneak out of it.
What do you make of that? Because you had 3 strikeouts, but also the 3 walks. Clearly, a little bit of a command issue.
Yeah. I think it's baseball. It's going to happen. You try to take the positive, and then also we went in there and let's get ahead in the count. Save some pitches. I think I threw 40 in the first. 36, yeah. So like I said, let them put the ball in play, especially on the night-to-night, winds blowing in. Don't beat ourselves. Let them, try to beat us.
So it was more a mentality thing than anything, mechanically or pitch mix?
Yeah, I mean, when you're out there, it's definitely not the time and place to try to figure something out. I mean, sometimes it comes to that. I don't think it was that. I think it's thought process of all right, sometimes I'm good at executing the corners. Tonight, I kind of was spraying the ball a little bit, so it's all right, let's throw it to the bigger part of the plate and let them, put the ball in play.
What was it like throwing to Ben Rice, just his second start behind the plate at the big league level?
Yeah, we've been doing that for a while, a lot longer than people know, but he was solid back there. He's always been solid, and I think we had a good game plan going in, and we executed it.
How much of a comfort is it knowing that you guys have youth under him quite a bit over
Yeah.
the minor league career?
No, it's good. We've been he was like, hey, I think Ben's gonna catch. So I would think I was the first person to go tell Ben, hey, you're catching me the other day. So we were excited about that.
What do you take away from these first 81 games at the midway point of the season? Right?
Yeah. It's a roller coaster of a season for sure. And I think it's always like that. But I think we got the guys in here, to accomplish the goal that we want to. I think when we play, Yankee baseball the way we're supposed to, then there's not anybody that can beat us.
Yeah, I definitely knew it was gone as soon as I hit it. It felt good. It was exactly what I was looking for. And just, yeah.
You mentioned that. What was your approach to scouting report?
Against a guy like that, all his pitches move towards me, so I'm just looking for something out over the plate to get a hold of.
They walked Aaron Judge there in that 3rd inning, and Cody Bellinger made him pay with an RBI single. What do you think? What type of added motivation do you think it is as a player when they kind of intentionally walk the guy in front of you?
I think it's a lot of added motivation in that, especially for me, it's I feel like that's really disrespectful to walk someone in front of me, especially with Cody, especially the career that he's had, to walk someone in front of him. I know it's Judge, but still,
Will Warren, they ran into trouble there in that 1st inning, 36 pitches, walked 3 batters, but managed to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
What have you kind of learned about him on the mound throughout this season?
That he has heart and he has grit, man. He's going to go out there and give you everything that he has every day, and some days it's not going to be perfect some days, but some days he goes out there and he looks amazing, just like today, even though he started off kind of shaky, after that he just settled down and was grooving.
Jazz, you guys are at the midway point of the season, 81 games, and just how do you feel about how your team has done so far?
I feel like we're doing pretty good right now. I feel like we could be better, obviously. I feel like we're a better team than we've shown, even though I don't know the standings, honestly. I don't know, but I feel like we definitely made some hiccups, and we've definitely learned from it, and I feel like in the future that around the playoffs in October, we're going to learn from our mistakes that we've had so far, and it's going to help us build.
What pitch you connect to the home run today?
I think it was a cut fastball.
Yeah. 500 career game tonight. You had the 3rd most homers and steals within the first 500 games behind Eric Davis and Sirianni. Just what does something like that mean to you?
Say that again?
You played 500 regular season games tonight.
Mm-hmm.
3rd most homers and steals behind Eric Davis and
Oh, I never knew that. That's kind of sick. Never knew that. Okay, that's cool. I mean, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I just be out there playing and having fun. So, but me and the first time I met Eric Davis, he's one of my favorite players that I watched when I was a kid. So, watching his highlights and watching the way he plays, I feel like Byron Buxton is the closest person to him, and just watching Byron is just like watching ED. So for me, it's like sick, especially Alfonso Soriano. I got to meet Alfonso in Miami. I played with his little cousin. So for me, like talking to Alfonso and Eric and, you know, watching them as kids, and those were the guys that I was kind of, what's the word called? Like when compared to, I was compared to like in my swings, even though like small, some power and some speed. But yeah, it's kind of sick to have the same accomplishments as them in a way, almost. In the Bahamas. He actually came to our event in the Bahamas, the Home Run Derby on the water. So he came to the Bahamas. I think he always comes now. And I think he wouldn't miss a day. He wouldn't miss it again, you know.
Cody, when somebody gets intentionally walked in front of you, how's that feel?
Understandable. I mean, you know, he's the best hitter on the planet. So for me, you know, just like any at-bat, right, just what's my plan and how can I execute in this situation.
Cody, you guys are halfway now, 81 games in the books. What do you think of this team so far? What do you think you guys have shown?
Yeah, you know, I think obviously a baseball season is full of ups and downs, and you know, you're going to have good and bad moments, but you know, we've handled both well. You know, I really like where we're at. I love this group of guys, and I love competing with every single one of these guys. And you know, I'm excited for the future, and just going to keep on rolling.
Cody, you didn't play with Will last year, but what have you seen of his development as a first-year guy trying to make it as a starter in this league?
Yeah, you know, it's a tough league, offensively and defensively. You know, I thought today, you know, it's not always going to be perfect, and he battled really well. You know, it kind of shows you he's building confidence in himself, and you know, he gave us a chance to win that game, and so that was fun to watch. You know, it's not always going to be pretty, but he did a great job.